Dick Van Dyke turned 100 on December 13th. And I thought I would review the film The Morning After, a TV movie that came out in 1974. It's about alcoholism and how it affects you and the rest of your life. Dick Van Dyke plays Charlie Lester, a man who works in public relations, is very successful. He's happily married with 2 children. Unfortunately for Charlie, he has a problem when it comes to drinking vodka and all that stuff. His wife, played by Lynn Carlin, is worried that it's going to affect everything else around him. But Charlie's in denial that he's an alcoholic. He says, the type of guy says, "Oh, I just like a few booze. I like to have a drink once in a while." Well, for Charlie, it doesn't become a once in a while thing. And you wonder how it's all going to play out. Well, I'm not going to tell you how it's all going to play out. You're going to have to see the film to find out. I got to say, this was a great film. Very true to life. It's one of the first few films that doesn't say alcoholism is a human flawness. It's a disease. And how I think Dick Van Dyke plays it very well as a man who later realizes he has a problem, and much as he wants to break free, he can't seem to do so. As much as he tries, Dick Van Dyke described it as a man in a trap, caught in a trap and can't get himself out. And that's Dick Van Dyke plays it so well because he had experienced that. Before doing this film, he was a recovering alcoholic, and he told the director about that he was, and the director tells him, "Oh, then you understand how this is going to go about." So I like the story. He said the director didn't really direct him when it came to doing those scenes. He just kind of let him do his thing on playing out those scenes. He does it so well. This kind of broke Dick Van Dyke away from the comedy circuit, and it proves he could do a real dramatic role. Dick Van Dyke loved this film, loved how true to life it was. And not to mention the other performances do well, also are good also, like Lynn Carlin as his wife. I mean, she wants her husband to get well, and she realizes he has a problem, but she also shows she has her limitations, and I think that plays itself out very well. And also Don Porter as his boss, who kind of recognizes that, who also recognizes Charlie has a problem and wants him to get better. So he has a good means of support. I like the idea that the song "Yesterday" is played because it kind of demonstrates how Charlie feels at that moment. I think this film, after this film came out, Dick Van Dyke came forward and admitted he had a real life problem with alcohol, and you think that would that would be a good career ender, but it didn't end his career. It actually helped him, and he got a lot of support, and it actually inspired other celebrities to do the same. So Dick Van Dyke came forward on that part. This is not always an easy film to watch, but it's a good film. It's heartbreaking and good, so I give it a 10 out of 10.